This video is brought to you by Yamalube engine oils, lubricants, and care products. No matter what motorsports vehicle you have, Yamalube is behind every reliable engine, so trust Yamalube for incredible performance every time. Look for the full line of Yamalube care and maintenance products at your nearest Yamaha dealer.
Yeah, welcome to the best post-race show ever, or the 2020 version, which is the best post-race show we can do. I'm Jason Weigandt from RacerX. This is round 3, Lucas Oil Pro Motocross, sanctioned by AMA Pro Racing, the Guaranteed Rate Ironman National. Now, I will admit I was wrong. I do it all the time. Just ask my wife. I thought we would not see a huge change necessarily in the results today, even though we were finally at a different track. Yes, I know the first 2 rounds were at one facility, so it would, on paper, lead you to think, yeah, that was just put those away, we go to a different track, it's all going to change. But I was there to see Ricky Carmichael and James Stewart go 24-0 and show no variance from track to track. And look, Eli Tomac hasn't won every race during these 3 years where he's won the title, but he was pretty good on all the tracks. We don't often see this huge drop-off or gain where one rider is amazing at one track and one rider is terrible at another. I know you're going to find some examples, but I'm talking it's the difference between like a first and a second, not like the first and a seventh. But I got first and 7th place examples right here, because Zach Osborne won the first 2 rounds at Loretta's, and in the first moto today, he ended up finishing 7th. So this championship, plenty of life left in it, and probably that's why Osborne was stressing the point that he is not thinking title after just 2 rounds. You cannot, because this 450 field is deep and it is intense. And the second moto today and the battle for the overall, my gosh, did those guys push hard. Eli Tomac wasn't quite in a must-win situation, only because it's impossible to say that round 3 is ever must-win. But how about a really had-to-win situation? The bike broke in both motos last week, and he was 40 points behind. He could not afford to lose any more ground in the series. He had to start making points up. Moto 2, he did it. He gets the win in Moto 2. He was second behind Marvin Musquin in Moto 1, and the 2-1 scores give him the overall. But man, did he have to work for it. Justin Barcia has won a couple overalls in this championship the last 5 or 6 years. But I feel that Barcia's second moto today was the best we've seen Barcia ride over the last 5 or 6 years. He came after Tomac. They eventually worked their way past Adam Cianciarulo and Zach Osborne. They left Marvin Musquin behind. It was a private duel between these guys who are no strangers to each other and probably not friends. And it was an amazing duel right to the end. It is almost impossible to rip a lead away from Tomac late in a race. Barcia came as close as you could, but it really shows how focused and locked in Tomac is to not make a mistake under that relentless pressure. Because look, he got that Supercross title this year. Last week was not good. Tomac was 13th in practice today. Maybe he was showing some cracks in the armor. For him to hold off Barcia with that relentless pressure, I think shows, he's just as tough as ever. Eli Tomac takes the win in a really has to win it scenario.
You know, I felt like the track came to us all day, and you know, we had pretty good starts. You know, we were top 3 pretty much every time, and that pace, that second moto was pretty unbelievable. You know, I had relentless pressure from Justin there. You know, both of us made a huge push. You know, after halfway, it seemed like that's when we got the front 2, and after that, it was you had to be mistake-free. I mean, Justin was really on me there. So, you know, this track is always, you know, super deep. So, gotta be mistake-free.
If you want to clinch this 4th title there, you've still got a bit of a deficit to make up. Do you have a plan at this point? How do you think of it? Is it just race to race right now?
Yeah, race to race right now. I mean, all we can do is what we did today is try to be the guy on top with the points. So, you know, I'm feeling good about the future tracks. You know, most of the time they've been good to us and the tracks I like. So just thank you to the team, Monster Energy Kawasaki, and good rebound for us.
So that's Eli, but he was beat in Moto 1 by Marvin Musquin. There is something about the first motos at Ironman Raceway that really worked for Marv. He actually caught and passed, beat Tomac and Roczen straight up in the first moto last year. Is that a track variance? I'm saying it's a difference between 3rd and 1st, not a massive track variance. Well, today he had to work his way through. He outdueled Osborne, he outdueled Tomac. He wins the first moto again, essentially 1 year after tearing up his knee in Moto 2 here last year. Moto 2 this year wasn't quite as bad, but it was only a 6th, which is certainly not what Marvin wanted, but it does make him 2nd overall, a 1-6 behind Tomac. And we'll also have Zach Osborne in the press conference as well. Osborne gets 7th in Moto 1. He was right there with the lead group, and that didn't go to plan. He made a mistake. He got gapped. He ends up 7th. Moto 2, he was right there, but Barcia and Tomac were able to pull away from him. So not a great day for Osborne, but I don't think he was expecting to dominate every single race. So here's Marv and Osborne talking about their weekends.
Yeah, I mean, it's always you always remember, your last moto, I feel like. So unfortunately today in the second moto, I was not quite there. I mean, I think it was more about that intensity and line choices, and I mean, I just couldn't close the gap they put on me, and it got bigger and bigger. And but anyway, you talk about that first moto, and to be able to win a moto right now, this third round of the season is awesome. I just felt great the first moto. I was obviously leading from lap 1 and took the whole shot. That was just awesome. And I never really celebrate that, because there was a second moto right after that, and then I ended up 6th. So it was not the moto I wanted, but second overall is better than last weekend. So I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, if you had told me that I was going to be 13 points in the lead at the third round, I would have said sign me up before the season. So, it's all about keeping it in perspective and just knowing that today just wasn't my day. I mean, the first moto I really should have been 3rd or at least 5th, and ended up 7th with just some unfortunate mishaps, and that's how it goes. And then the second moto, I was pretty comfortable there behind Adam, and then one tiny mistake cost me 2 positions, and it just unfolded in 2 corners for me. So, yeah, I'm going to keep pushing and keep the pressure on and keep trying to win some more races.
All right, now I am joined some expert, analyst. Steve Matthes has joined us on the show. We have not really been in person much in the last couple months. We have to stay 6 feet apart, which is great.
Last week you called me a journalist, and now I'm an expert analyst.
I know. 2020 sucks.
Yeah.
2020 sucks.
Great.
It's ruined everything.
Yep.
Zacho.
Yeah.
Now look, I know you were switching to Team Marv because Zacho wouldn't let you stay in his motorhome.
Yeah.
But it was looking good for Zacho, whether you were on his team or not. But what happened here?
Yeah.
What happened, bro?
Well, I have this theory about Zacho is he's kind of, okay, first of all, he's a badass rider. That's number one.
Yeah, all right.
Second of all, he rides on confidence, good or bad. Ergo, Supercross first half, bad.
Yes.
Couldn't get it going,
Yeah.
kept crashing.
Yeah.
Supercross second half, started off at Salt Lake City, won good, and kept going
Yes.
upwards till he finally won the finale.
Yeah.
He is a little bit, and you know him, Weege, he's a little bit OCD. He's a little bit of not a control freak, but very much a thinker.
Yep.
Maybe an overthinker.
I'd say. Yep.
So my theory with Zacho is that he rides the emotions, good or bad.
So if it starts to go bad, then it starts to go bad.
Then it starts to go bad.
Which it did in that first moto.
Which it did in the first moto.
Yeah.
He looking fine, no problem. He said he got a bit of arm pump. Then he got eaten up by the guys in front.
Yep.
Then he came together with a lapper, crashed again later on his own.
Yeah.
Ended up not so good. Second moto though, he charged up, got a 3rd. That was the good Zacho. First moto was a bad Zacho.
Yeah.
First 2 rounds were a good Zacho. So I think good or bad, I always thought that Zach Osborne, and they're all mental, fragile little flowers, all of them are. But
Yeah.
Zacho maybe more so.
Okay, on the fragile flower scale here, so look, Tomac's last week, that sucked. And then he's only 13th in qualifying today. I was like, wait a minute, is something wrong here? And our guy JT is like, he has not been super duper Eli Tomac at any point, even at the first.
I haven't
were
been
you
on
worried?
that program.
You were not worried?
No.
Okay.
13th was odd.
Yes.
Because the track, the second practice came around pretty good. Like it was a good track.
Yeah.
13th was odd for sure, but it's still Eli Tomac. He's still a badass. And he didn't sweep today, but rode pretty damn well.
Dude, that second moto really proved a lot.
Yeah.
And have you ever heard, I can't use the S word here, but have you ever heard 2 guys revving the crap out of their bikes coming out of corners more than him and Bar? It was like a clutch off. Like who could just rev it harder?
The second moto was intense. You
Yeah.
had Tomac, you had Barsha, you had Osborne, you had AC.
Yeah.
They were all right there.
Yeah.
Blake Baggett was in the mix a little bit as well.
Yep.
It was intense racing. It was
Yeah.
going on, and so I think, we're the 5th moto of the year. We're finally going national racing. Like it took until 5 motos to really see the great best race of the year we've had so far.
Yeah, I see what you mean. The Loretta's thing, no one knew exactly what to expect. It was like a half mutter and then a full mutter, and this is a track they know the conditions were better. One more guy we're going to talk to, and then we'll get to him in the press conference, is Sean Cerullo. Like, I know the amateur armchair quarterback will be, he just got to get in better shape because he led them for 20 minutes. But I feel like there's a general how to manage the race, how to manage your energy, intensity thing. And then Tomac and Barsha have been there forever because they did eat him up at the end.
I talked to Adam as he was walking out of the pits.
Yeah.
And he said it was a great day for him.
Yep.
He said that when his dad rewatches the race, he's going to punch him in the face for taking the inside gate. And he also said that
that first moto start was bad. Yeah.
RV used to go there too. I would yell at RV.
I know.
It's a terrible
Boom
idea.
bust. Yep.
Boom or bust. Adam also said, hey, look, I could have backed it down and got a fourth and just never ever faded, and everybody would be like, oh, if he just got a start. He actually said that term. He said, instead, I went as fast as I could, as long as I can. I was scrubbing everything as hard as I could, and I knew that I didn't quite have it, but I'll be closer next week. And I like the theory. Shooter's going to shoot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, to just beat those guys straight up, if Barcia's going good and Tomac's going good, to just beat them straight up is going to be tough. So he's 2/3 of the way there.
Yeah.
Which is better than no thirds of the way
there was
there.
absolutely, as you said, some of the keyboard warriors will talk about fading to fourth, and they'll bring that up.
Yeah.
Adam was not taking that at all. He was very happy with his performance, and I'm with you. It was a great ride by him today.
Okay.
But on the butt side, 2 weeks in a row, he's had the overall win in the second moto.
It is true.
And he hasn't made it happen. Now, again, I'm on the positive side.
Yeah.
But he's had the overall wins 2 weeks in a row.
Yes, but he hasn't wadded it while doing it. So I'll give him that. For him, we'll give him points for that.
8-8 and not on TV.
That was the goal last week.
Yeah, I mean, that's 2 weekends in a row where I've kind of changed my mindset a little bit the past couple of weekends, just trying to be more consistency based, just kind of doing what's repeatable and not trying to, do any miracles out there and try to go, crazy, out of control fast or anything like that. So it's 2 weekends in a row now I've had a chance to win. And obviously it's frustrating when you have the chance and, I can watch the race back now and be like, man, you had 5 minutes and 2 laps to go. Like, you couldn't hold on to it, but really in the moment, I know that I'm trying the best I can and putting my best effort forth. So it's not one of those things that discourages me or anything like that. If anything, I'm encouraged to be up there, racing these guys. And, ultimately it's kind of the best in the world, basically. So I just need to be a little bit stronger. To be honest with you, my whole back situation from Supercross has kind of affected my training a little bit. And I would say I'm still kind of working back into form, as you guys could probably see in that second moto. I mean, those guys put quite a bit of time into me there the last 5 minutes or so. But overall, that stuff's fixable. The speed and the talent, everything it takes to be up there, that's kind of it's harder to fix. So I'm glad I have that part. And it's just all about maintaining a good attitude, a positive outlook, and just keep making steps. Like you said, I led 25 minutes of a Pro 450 National today, and I'll take that experience to next weekend and just keep building on it.
All right, we're going to transition to our 250 class here. Steve, what did you say about the inside gate? Boom and bust. Who used the inside gate in the 250 class, both motos?
Yeah, absolutely. Dylan Ferrandis worked out terrific in that first moto, came out great.
Yeah.
And the second moto, not so good. Didn't get the jump, got into the mess with other riders and went down. It's just, listen, this isn't MXGP where you want that inside gate all the time. It's a hairpin corner. You're going to come out okay no matter what. Motocross in America is different like that. So, yeah, I don't like that gate choice at all. It worked for Chad Reed last year. You're going to yell, but it was a complete mutter, and Chad was starting on the dry stuff. So don't give me that.
Yeah, and the other riders on the gate that day all said, yeah, Chad went off the track. I think he should have been DQ'd. That's what they all said.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, no, Dylan Ferrandis, but hey, was that a ride or not? Wow.
Oh, unbelievable. 40th to 3rd by Ferrandis. So Jeremy Martin wins. He's actually won 2 in a row. He's won 2 of the 3 races. But look, Ferrandis is the fastest guy. And I think even J Mart knows that. So I think J Mart's going to have to play the consistency card, the wear him down card, the hope he gives me an opening card, because the first moto, J Mart started behind him. Ferrandis won by 25 seconds. Ferrandis is ridiculous.
That's what you call a beatdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ferrandis is ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk to these guys. J Mart taking the win today, and also Dylan Ferrandis, who somehow ends up second overall.
Third fastest qualifier. And then in Moto 1, it was Dylan and I off the gate. And, dude, he straight up, he smoked me. I mean, I got to give credit where credit's due. He was the better man in Moto 1. And I was just trying to do what I could to learn from him at that point, and mocked up a second, and then was like, well, we'll go into Moto 2 and see if we can improve on it, and got the whole shot. And I didn't actually know what happened to Dylan, but I just rode my race and raced forward and managed the gap over Justin Cooper, and was able to go 2-1 for first overall.
was just a disaster start in Moto2, and yeah, I knew championship was on the line, and just give everything I had and try to do my best, pass as many guys as I can, and do the best I can. And yeah, I was feeling really great today, physically, technically, with my bike and everything. So I mean, the Moto one, I just show what I can do on the bike, and just felt really great. And yeah, this crash in Moto 2 was a big disaster, but yeah, I came back, and yeah, third was really good, and yeah, still keep the red plate, and that's what mattered the most. And yeah, we see next weekend and back to racing, and I mean, I need to put myself out of the trouble.
Okay, so that's those guys in the press conference. Look, we're trying to figure out who else is going to get in there in the 250 class to battle those guys. I think there was someone last week.
Yeah, there's someone. He's a veteran rider.
Yeah.
He's had a few starts in the class. He's on a factory motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hampshire?
No.
Oh.
Even more starts than Hampshire.
Okay.
A lot more.
Yeah.
But shorter.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's Amart. But Amart didn't quite have it today.
We didn't have it, and I went in there. So I was outside the orange line, and we talked. And
you did not go in?
I did not go in.
No.
I was outside the orange line the whole time.
Yes.
We're not happy with our day. We need starts to get up there. We don't have Fernandez speed. We don't have that.
Yeah.
And so the starts really hurt us today. You know, and Alex admitted that. He was just like, I don't have the ability to like blitz up there.
Yeah.
But he made a mistake in Moto 1 while in fifth. He went off the track. And in the second moto, he said he felt like Ferrandis was all over him and showing him some lines, but then he couldn't stay with him once he got by him. Shocking, nobody else could really.
That.
Right.
Yeah.
But so yeah, not a great day for Troll Train, but we are third in the points, and you got to be in it to win it, I read somewhere, and we're third.
The other guy who's been in it is Hampshire. He didn't get the starts today like he did at Loretta's. He rode well, but he made some mistakes.
I was impressed with his first moto, though. He fell. He fell back to 14th.
Yeah,
or something, and
got
all the way to 6th.
Yeah.
RJ Hampshire was really good in that first moto.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that they're just losing ground. And then you have a dumb fantasy league thing that you do?
PulpMX Fantasy, the #1 fantasy motocross game in the world.
Was anyone saying, I'm picking Brandon Hartraft for a solid podium day?
Actually, I did.
Stop it.
I did.
You had him on your team.
Yes.
Or were you calling podium?
No, I was not.
Thank you.
I won $50 off a guy who shall go nameless.
Really?
But he rhymes with Schman Schmuman.
Really?
Yes, but I did feel like Brandon, because Seth Rarick's his trainer, down with Alden Baker. And look, Seth is very pro his guys. I understand that. But during the week, I guess Brandon has been riding very well.
Yeah.
And I talked to more people than just Seth about this.
Yes.
Now, he hasn't put it together the first couple of weeks.
All right.
And I just thought, wow, no mud or rain, maybe we see that through. He's a bigger guy. He needs to get the starts. He got them today, at least in one moto.
Yeah.
And a third, no. But I've been hearing Weege.
Okay, it was coming.
About during the week progress for Brandon Hartraft, and I know he does the work, and I know the bike is good. So I thought we'd see something today.
A man of very few words, Brandon Hartraft. You probably got better analysis from him, from Steve, than him.
That is true, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, the day started off pretty good. I I think I was fourth fastest, and knew I had the speed to stay with the guys, and it was just a matter of just doing it instead of talking about it. And I put a lot of hard work in during the week, and I just wanted to show. I was kind of complaining to our team just how much effort I've been putting in and how good I've been riding during the week, and it's not showing on the weekends. So, just like last weekend, I went DNF because of a bike problem. But, it's part of it. Just like what Jeremy was saying, we went out there and the first lap, I'm like, man, it's muddy. Like it just reminded me of Loretta's, but the track turned out really well. But yeah, first moto, I didn't even have that good of a start. I just kind of rode the dozer marks and just passed everybody into, I think I went to third place after the second lap, and just try to tag along with Jeremy. And obviously he's a veteran and he's really good. So it was good for me to just follow his lines. And then Moto 2, I knew I could have a good overall finish. It was just I had to get a good start, and I got the whole shot, but I checked up and held her tight, and then got into fourth, and then passed straight into third, and kind of just followed Justin and Jeremy. And Dylan obviously put on a crazy charge from last, so props to him. And yeah, I don't know. The team's very happy. It was just a matter of time where I could show my true potential, and today was that day.
All right, we're going to wrap this show up now that we've given you the press conference audio. So I don't know, like, this is the crazy thing about this series this year. I feel like each week I know almost less. 250s, maybe not so much. We know Ferrandis and J Mart are the guys, but the 450s, I get more confused with each result.
We talked about Eli, he won the race.
Yeah.
We talked about Adam, he led laps and got third. We talked about Osborne's day, the points leader.
Yeah.
The two most impressive guys we didn't even touch on, Marvin and Barsha.
Unbelievable.
Marvin won his first moto in a year, gone.
Yeah.
Well, not gone, but every time Tomac got close, he pulled it back out. It was amazing.
And the other guys were there too, and they couldn't get him.
And they couldn't get him, and Barsha's ride was phenomenal.
Oh my God.
And we're not even, you know, that kind of didn't lead the story of the 450 class, and I was so impressed by both of those guys, along with the three we mentioned, you know, like, so, yeah, I'm kind of with you on the confusion thing.
So we got a double header. Maybe we'll sort it out. It's going to be crazy. We're going to be hanging out. Are you e-biking while you're over there?
I'm going to try to, yes.
You're going to try to. So we're going to have a double header in Redbud. I have no idea how it's going to go, and I have no idea how the 450 class would go even with one race, let alone two. So, all right, 2020. Steve's a journalist, and he's an expert analyst. Throw us some more curveballs. We'd appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for calling me a journalist.
Yeah, I just did it because we have to sound professional on these shows. Yeah. We'll see you at Redbud.
Journalist.
2 times.